We're back, people, and today we're breaking a film on Drake Maye, looking at how the Miami Dolphins kind of match up against him, how they can game plan for him as a quarterback, because this is a very different matchup than the first time. We got Tua and Drake Maye, two different starting quarterbacks this time around. You know, still obviously favor the Dolphins, but I think Drake Maye has been playing really, really good for them, has a very fun skill set, and he's going to, go out there, try to make some plays. He's actually playing smarter than I expected. There's still some rookie mistakes in there, but this is a guy who can play off script. I think he's been doing a pretty good job playing on timing as well. I think you really have to have your pass rush and coverage in this game playing hand to hand. He's also very good out of the pocket, going off script. So the rush lanes have to be good. And I would admit, like the last time the Dolphins faced the Patriots, they went pretty heavy man to man. I think we could see the same thing. But if you go heavy man to man, that means the guys gotta be disciplined up front, not allow Maye to escape the pocket, because that's what the quarterbacks will like to do. I know the Patriots have a bad O-line, and they don't have the best weapons, so I know they can get after the quarterback bringing four in this game, and I know that they can cover the receivers, but if, one guy, gets open, and the rush isn't able to win super cleanly, Maye's been playing pretty good, and there's some reps in here we'll break down that, maybe he'll show some rookie mistakes to him, but there are plays that he's making that are pretty nice. I actually think he has better stats statistically when he's under pressure than when he's not. But then he will have his mistakes come when he tries to do too much in the pocket. So first things first, I think, just the basic RPO stuff. He identifies this blitzer. He can hand it off here once he sees 37 go. He's going to get the ball out. I think he does a pretty good job just playing the quick game. Nothing too crazy here, but he's an accurate thrower. He's been one of the more accurate quarterbacks since he's taken over for New England. Get the ball out quickly, on time, and then watch out for Maye Douglas. I still think he's their best receiving weapon, and can potentially give the Dolphins some trouble, so it will be a big, Kohu game, getting on him in the slot, doing that type of thing. It will be a big game for Weaver, because I know the Dolphins' offense will still find some success. New England's defense isn't, a complete pushover, but I still think the Dolphins should be favored. But that's something to, pay attention with Drake Maye's game, is that quick RPO passing game. He can do all that type of stuff. Also, just in the pocket, he's got arm talent. Some crazy arm talent. Here, they bring pressure. They were bringing blitzes. He actually did a decent job against the blitz for the most part. Some reps that he definitely would like back, but here, the running back gets beat. He feels the pressure. I think he shows good pocket awareness, stepping up, throws off base. This is actually just an absolute dime, but this is how you got to do it. You got to get quick pressure on him, force the ball up into contested situations, because I don't think his receivers are the greatest. Here, he drops an absolute dime down the field, off base, while under pressure. The receiver just isn't able to hang on to it because it was, good coverage. That's kind of, what you're going for in this game. Good man-to-man on the back end. Maybe bringing some pressure. Don't allow him to escape, because he can escape. And not give him any easy completions. And then, you get plays like that. But even then, he gets the blitz here versus the pressure. He knows the pressure's coming out this side. He's able to avoid it just enough. Give himself just enough time in the pocket. Working to his right there. Throw back across his body and then find the drag underneath, which was interesting that, I feel like the Rams had a little bit of breaking coverage because they didn't know how to get in this situation, but they will like to run some mesh underneath stuff. And Maye, if you give him an open option versus a blitz, he will find it. It's just, if you're able to cover well on the back end and the blitz gets to him before his reads there, that's when you can get him uncomfortable. But Maye Douglas out in space again. Very explosive, dynamic player for them in the slot. And this stuff, I think, the plays that I've showed didn't really surprise me. I think stuff like this is stuff that where he's being even better than expected. I think playing in structure, boom, quick drop, hit that back foot hitch, and then let go of the ball, throw with anticipation, because he pats the ball right there, so he's preparing to throw before the break. Throwing with anticipation here on an in-breaker, hitting your receiver in the chest, accurate, into a tight window down in the red zone. That's something where he can be dangerous. If he does this on a consistent basis, which I think he has done a decent job of it so far, that's where he could be special. So, Drake Maye, definitely a better player than Brissett. So, it will be just definitely more of an offensive game this time around compared to the first one. But he can make some plays. I think he's done a good job working in the middle of the field. This is a concept they love. They are going to do this all game long. They ran multiple times versus the Rams. They'll have one guy work underneath on the shallow cross, and then the other tight end work over the middle and kind of sit down and then find the soft spot versus zone. This is kind of like their zone beater that they love to run, so if they go zone, be aware of it, because Maye does a good job with his eyes, his body, resetting, and then moving the linebacker, and then throwing over the middle, and putting the ball with good ball placement, because he typically puts it on the shoulder away from the defenders and allows them to transition upfield. And Hunter Henry did a good job in that game. But Maye continuously making plays. Sometimes gets a little, like right here, he gets a little panicky in the pocket for no reason. Like, he didn't need to move in the pocket to make this throw, but he steps in the pocket, and he'll still make plays. Like, even if he makes a mistake, like, and, moves unnecessarily, this is, like, where you have to make him pay. Like, if he kind of moves for no reason, because he could have stuck here and then made this throw, but he steps up, then throws it. This is where you kind of have to, like, hope that you get those strips. Rams were able to create a few turnovers in this game, but he still makes this play, gets Bourne, and makes that play out to the side. Kendrick Bourne, Demario Douglas, Hunter Henry, those are like the main threats of their offense. Obviously, they can they have Stevenson in the running game, but we're more breaking down what Maye's got going on. And then here's the turnovers. He's had some turnovers. That's kind of been the deal. Sometimes he gets super aggressive. When they do more down the field stuff throwing wise, he gets a little over aggressive, and you got to get those turnovers. But then here, like, they bring 5, or like they show 5, this guy then drops, but they get a free rusher on this stunt over here, and Maye's first read just isn't there. So this is like where you have to get him to him quick, because he goes, you get man-to-man, boom, you take away that first read, then he's like, oh, now I got to pull it, but then he gets caught off guard, and you get the strip sack. So taking advantage of those turnovers, but he can do some good stuff. Rams bring another pressure look, show 4. It's a different blitz, but they still only bring 4. Drop here. They get man-to-man, and he throws with anticipation. Good job throwing this before Hunter Henry even breaks, and accurate football. Like, Maye has definitely been impressive for a rookie. Just can't let him beat you in this game by himself, because the Dolphins are clearly the more talented team. This is somewhere last time where the Patriots took advantage, even with Brissett. Like, they hit like these quick slant routes to Douglas when they give him open the field. Like, they blitz. This guy's playing outside leverage. They're going to take this part of the game. Like, the quick passing game is for sure something they got to notice. The slants, the underneath, like, shallows, the stuff with the tight ends that I talked about, which we'll see again too. But even when you get to him quickly, like, he is good under pressure throwing the football. Like, he stays poised, willing to take a hit, has some toughness to him, also very athletic, one of the better running quarterbacks. Here's the other example of it. Later in the game, same thing. Shallow cross from one of the tight ends, get this linebacker to widen. This guy then sits down over the middle. The safety's late to see it. He also shows good ball placement because he puts it away from the safety. And, so to allow him to move up the field after the catch as well. He also does a good job, if you watch him right here, like, he'll get his eyes on this tight end just to move this linebacker just enough. That is a big part of their passing game. And they threw the ball a ton versus the Rams. I think Maye had like 55 pass attempts or something like that. Pretty impressive. But when they go play action, I think is a big part. Like, if they go play action and he has to take these big drops, that's when they try to take those shots down the field. And that's when I think Maye will either make a big play or could make a costly mistake. Here it turns into just like a sack. So you got to get after him pretty quickly. But if it's not there, he will try to take off. I also think, he potentially had like one open here. I feel like when things get farther down the field, he's still working on his processing, that type of thing, the deep downfield process at this point for him. But you can get those sacks in those situations for sure. Here in empty, I think does a good job when he has time in the pocket as well, being patient. They go man-to-man. Hunter Henry just wins his one-on-one matchup. He waits for it to open up, kind of holds the linebacker with his eyes, then finds him, hits him. Maye looks comfortable in these situations for sure. They try to get after him with 5, and then you get the sack. If you can cover well on the back end, like they bring 5 here, they cover well on the back end, and they don't. Like, they bring 5, but then 56 kind of peels off it, and basically becomes like a spy or like late loop guy that can get involved. It allows him not to escape the pocket. Like, they have everything kind of taken away. Like, the only lane he really could have escaped was to the right here, but then this linebacker would have filled it. So a lot of stunts, staying disciplined in your rush lane, and then just good coverage man-to-man on the backside. They take away the quick, easy route over the middle of the field. They cover that up well. It forces him to get to the backside. Then he gets sacked. Coverage sack right there. And you just got to keep him within the pocket. And then they get the interception to end the game where he's trying to make a play. They're down a lot. It's a 3rd and long. this is where he gets to push it. So if you build a nice lead and he needs to like think like, hey, I got to win this game, this is where I think he can start pushing the ball down the field unnecessarily. He tries to hit this, him and the receiver not on the same page. Guy just keeps going. Safety catches the ball. They're trying to, hit this over the middle versus split field safety look because they're in, it looks like cover 6, but just taking advantage of those situations. I do think, the Patriots have a good one in Drake Maye. He's looked very solid. Obviously, it's still very early, so things can change quickly. But the Dolphins have to win this game. This is a must-win game. Pretty much almost every game's a must-win game, except, they can afford to lose one, but this is not one that they can afford to lose. I think they can only really lose against NFC opponents if they want to make the playoffs, and they can only lose one game anyways. So, got to keep up this winning streak. The Dolphins look good. Patriots have definitely looked better, but they're still one of the least talented teams in the league. Have a poor offensive line. That's how you win this game. The Dolphins D-line's been playing really good as of late. Getting a lot of pressure. Chop Robinson's playing better. Getting after him, but not being too over-aggressive where then you can allow him out of the pocket. Because that's where he makes me nervous, is he is very athletic. And the Dolphins have struggled versus athletic quarterbacks. They struggled versus Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, the most recent athletic quarterbacks, and did better versus Stafford and Minshew, even though they kind of struggled last week, but they do better versus guys who are a little, less movement heavy. So that's like a big thing in this game, is limiting that part within the pocket with, disciplined rush lanes and using stunts, catching him off guard, making him seem like there's a rush lane open and the guy peels off it, makes a play. Making him uncomfortable in the pocket is kind of the key to the game, because he will have, it will be mostly like consistent, good throw, smart play, and then he'll have one like wild one. You got to take advantage of the wild one. So if you guys are doing it, like, comment and subscribe. Peace.